Hi, my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the founder of Inimitable Books, and today we're going to be talking about the tech that I use to run this publishing company. Quick note, some of the things I will be mentioning will have affiliate links in the description down below, which will monetarily support the channel at no extra cost to you. Let's start with the essential that every author needs: a laptop. I personally use a MacBook Pro. I have for years since I was in middle school, although I've definitely upgraded it a few times since then, and I love it. It has access to iCloud. I can have a lot of apps on it. The higher RAM that I've been getting every single year lets me run more and more applications at the same time for reference and work. Everyone needs a reliable laptop, and this is my go-to, but if you don't want to support Apple, that's okay. You can still get really good Mac laptops from this website called Rebello. It is also where I got my two iPhones. One is my personal phone and the other is the business phone, because I learned that even though you can have two phone numbers on a single phone, if I was getting a business call, my mom couldn't call me, and that was a huge no-no. My second favorite part of my setup is my second monitor. I have Acer. I got it on a Black Friday deal, and I got it during the pandemic once my classes moved to virtual for the second half of my senior year of undergrad. But the inspiration for getting it was actually Kate Kavanaugh, who will be linked down below. She is a great author tuber, and she has actually signed with us, which is super, super exciting. But it allowed me to attend Zoom classes and then also have the class notes and materials up at the same time. And now for work at Inimitable Books, I can have the Simon & Schuster distribution website portal up with the latest book that I am working on so that I can reference the manuscript itself while I'm writing the book description. It just makes working a dream because you're not limited to a single screen. I also have an iPad and an Apple Pencil. Like I mentioned in a previous video, I use GoodNotes to do handwriting sometimes, but still taking advantage of the digital aspect to save things across devices. I started using an iPad and handwriting when I entered college because I had certain teachers who did not allow for a laptop to be open during their lectures, but they were fine with an iPad because it's basically like a notebook. They could look down and see that I was actually taking notes. Something else that's really important that you've probably seen in most of these videos is my keyboard and my mouse. This is the Lift mouse by Logitech. It is specifically made for Mac because I've had some issues with mouses that are made for both Mac and Windows, but this one has never failed me. And it's a little bit ergonomic, and you can customize what each button does, which is super fun. I have had multiple Logitech keyboards in the past. I have had their much smaller portable Pebble key one, which was really great when I had a job that I was commuting to, and I could bring it with me to work remotely or work in the office, and it was super light, compact, and fit easily into my work bag. Then I had the much bigger ergonomic Wave key system, and it was really great, but it took up a ton of space on my desk, which was not ideal because, as you see, I also have my bullet journal here, so I needed a little more space for that. I have since landed on my Logitech Pop keys. You'll see it's purple, like my mat, because purple is my favorite color. But what I really like about this is that you can customize these keys on the side to do basically whatever you want, but they look like emojis, and even if you don't want to actually keep it as a shortcut to type an emoji, like with the mouse, Logitech allows you to customize the setup of your keyboard, and you can change those settings at any time. Plus, who doesn't love the sound of clicky clacks? Okay, well, there are a lot of people who don't like the ASMR sound in our timers, which is why we encourage people to mute our timers while we are live streaming and come back at a certain time. But I like the clicky clacks. It makes me aware of my progress and my productivity, And it is something I didn't know that I really liked until I started watching all of Kate Kavanaugh's live streams, and she has a different clicky-clack keyboard, but this is the one I swear by. It's a little bit more expensive than some other ones on the market, but it has never failed me. Next, I have my laptop stand. I don't remember specifically when I got this, but it keeps my laptop at eye level for me, which really helps with posture, which definitely compounds over hours and days and months and years of working at a computer, especially for a publishing company. It's a small investment that really is worth it. Next, I have this thing called the Rollo printer. It was recommended to me by my cleaning lady, who also has a small business of her own. And the nice thing about the Rollo printer is that it is thermal, so you don't need to get ink. You only need the labels that go into it. It is accessible through Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. You can use it on an app or you can use it through your computer. Something that you might not have heard of is called the ohm plug. We have a lot of tech, as we've been going over in this video, and being in New York is already expensive. So if we can lower our energy bill by allowing them to track how much energy we're saving during certain times of certain days, that is an absolute win. So we plug our monitor into one, and we also plug our laptop charger into it, so that if I'm not using the laptop charger, it can recognize that, oh, you're not drawing phantom power. You can also schedule the plug itself to turn off and on. So if you're sleeping and you don't want your energy bill going up, you can do that, which is super helpful. Now, we make video content here because in this day and age, you need to get any online traction. And there are so many expensive devices that people talk about, especially on videos where it says you need an expensive camera, and we don't do that. Like I mentioned, I have 2 phones. I got them at a cheaper price through Rebello, and they are more than enough to do the main heavy lifting, but sometimes I need a little bit extra help. As you can see, I am able to use both my hands, and that is because the phones are on a tripod, and on that tripod is a dual phone clamp, which is super important because when I was researching phone teleprompter setups, a lot of them were in the hundreds, and that wasn't worth it. We are already paying a subscription for a really awesome teleprompter app, but this allows us to have one phone filming us for good quality and the other being the teleprompter. On top of that, we also have an LED light with a shoe mount, and we have space for other things with the shoe mount. Sound is super important for content, and we have gotten some cheap ones through the TikTok shop over the years, and I could not find a single link of those because I'm pretty sure they stopped being sold or they're sold by a million different stores. But the one that I have been using for all the videos on this new channel is the Hollyland A1 mic. It plugs into the phone. It is a Bluetooth mic, and it's simple. It doesn't break the bank compared to a lot of other options. For a fancier tripod, I do have the DJI Osmo Mobile 7, I believe. The first one I ever got was the Osmo 4. It lasted for many years, and then I dropped it while it was in my backpack with almost all of the other tech that I have mentioned, and that weight really messed it up. I don't know if it could have been saved, but once that happened, it was time to upgrade. And what's really cool about this one now is that the mounts are magnetic. So you can connect your phone to the mount really easily and then connect it to the tripod. I keep saying tripod. It's actually a gimbal, which is really nice for stabilizing footage. And it also allows you to edit footage through their DJI app. We tend to edit on the computer, but it is a really good resource if you want to edit on the go. Plus, you can get an extra clamp for it, which has lights built in. And if you were around for our TikTok live collaboration with Jessie Elliott, when her second book in the Love and Hell series came out, The Devil's Trials, you actually saw me using the DJI with the light for that live stream. And that was a lot of fun, quick and easy, and I really recommend that. It is more expensive than most of the other things I've listed so far, although obviously the laptop is probably the most expensive thing. But I believe that was the second most expensive thing that I have. Also expensive, but very helpful, is the Shift Cam Snap Stand Max. I used to have their snap grip system, which you attach something to the back of the phone. It made it feel a little bit more like a camera, and also had a stand that had very limited mobility and was very small, so I couldn't get a ton of the angles that I wanted. That was many, many years ago, and they have since updated that system to be a lot better. And they also have like their Pro series as well, which is more expensive than what I got, but the stand allows me to get certain angles that the DJI Osmo can't do, and the snap stand is super simple to set up. It can also shorten to a selfie stick if I want to do a vlog, but I use that a lot when filming TikTok content. Now, I haven't been talking a ton about investment, but a lot of the brands that I mentioned are a little bit expensive. They're not the cheapest things out there, because I have learned over the years that sometimes investing a little bit more upfront gives you better quality, which then lasts you longer. The Rollo printer is something that most authors won't even need, because unless they're shipping out merch all the time, you don't need to worry about it. You could use pirate ship, and you could print out your own labels, use tape, and then bring it to the post office or UPS and a bunch of other things. And also, something that helps us save money is Rebello, because they sell refurbished things, and even when it's as expensive as the original price on a retailer site, they have a better warranty plan. Something that is super, super important are the chargers that support all of these devices. Almost everything that I have mentioned uses a USB-C cord, and the Mac comes with its own charger, but if you ever lose it, you can use one of its USB-C 3 or Thunderport, or I don't remember the actual differences between those two things, but you can charge that. It's how I charge my iPad. It is how I charge the mic. It is how I charge the LED light. It is how I charge the DJI Osmo, and the Bluetooth remote that allows me to start filming from afar with the Snap Stand Max. So what you need are good cords that won't break on you, won't fray, and effectively and quickly get energy from whatever plug you're using to your device. And not only do they sell awesome cords, they also sell really awesome plugs and devices. There is a power extension cord that I have down here, which has 3 plugs, 2 USB-C built-in plugs where you don't need anything other than the cord, and then a USB-A plug. You can turn it on and off with a button, and it's super simple. We have chargers of theirs that have multiple ports for cords, so that if I am working remotely or traveling, I don't need to bring 5. I can bring 2. One will have 2 ports and the other will have 3. They also have certain chargers that have this thing called IQ charging, which is some way that they intelligently figure out how to charge your phone really quickly without frying the battery. I said phone, it could be any device that you're using with it. And they also have portable chargers, some of which are MagSafe, which is super great for someone with iPhones like me or other devices that have wireless Qi charging, and then ones with built-in cords, and ones that, if used sparingly, could even power your laptop for a small amount of time. There is a much bigger power bank that I have of theirs that could power a laptop for a few hours. So they have so many cool things. I have gotten my family addicted to Anker, and we have never turned back. So again, it's not about the amount of tech you have, even though we certainly have more than our fair share. It is about the quality of them, but also there's no shame in getting something cheaper at the start to get what you need done, and then in the future upgrade. So most of the things I have named are newer versions of things that I had years ago, but the tripod I am currently filming on is a basic tripod that was like $12. So you don't have to break the bank, but good tech really will help you in your career as an author, whether it just be the writing stuff, the ergonomic stuff so you're not breaking your back over the years, or things to help you make content to market your books. If you found any of this helpful, please consider using the links in the description down below, some of which are affiliate, to purchase these recommendations for yourself. And then also, if there is a piece of tech that you cannot live without, let us know in the comments down below, like the video, share it, and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos from us, whether it be writing and publishing advice, publishing insights, or behind the scenes at how I run Inimitable Books.